I'm just casually hanging out here in the Nether. You know, Mumbo's wandering around in the Nether too. And someone's placed some TNT with a lever that's demanding to be flicked. This is a bad idea. Run away. Who put that there and why? Goodness me, that almost killed me. Oh, now the bridge is gone, I guess. Well, let's rebuild it. I think Mumbo needs a personal bridge. Hey, there we go. See you later. Oh, do you know whose fault that was? Whoever placed that TNT, definitely their fault. Definitely not my fault. Yeah, definitely was bigger than I expected. I agree, Mumbo. That was kind of crazy. Also, I think we need a bridge over on this side as well. I don't think that destroyed anything valuable. I really hope that didn't destroy anything valuable. And there's another lever up here. Okay, that one doesn't do anything. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. We're in Tango's tech space. We got some work to do over here. Oh, goodness me, we've got to check this out. That thing right there, we're going to give it a makeover, okay? If you didn't see our previous episode called Pasta of Muppets, we did this prank based on the Metallica album Master of Puppets, and Tango liked it so much he commented on saying he wanted to keep it in his base, but he couldn't have my big old name written there, right? And I can totally understand that. In my base, I do not want giant letters that say Tango Tech, so we're going to come over here and renovate this so Tango can actually keep it in his base, which I hope he wants to do because it's awesome. It's so awesome, it needs to be there. Tango's a Metallica fan as well, so it makes complete sense to do something like that. But what you're looking at here is a pretty spectacular, unbelievable prank done by Cub Fan and Scar, who have been pranking lots of people on the server. I'm going to say it, I kind of hope they prank me at some point because these pranks have been pretty spectacular. And the Vex sign is over here as well. You can actually go to their videos and check this stuff out properly. Now, this is based around, I think, a movie called Frozen. And the only thing I really know about it is some weird internet videos with Spider-Man. Like, that's as far as my knowledge goes. Never seen the movie. I think there's all sorts of references over there. If you want to check out the full thing, go check out their video and Tango's reaction. But I want to show you that. It's Tango in a dress, man. Oh, it's so funny. That face, though, that face right there is actually going to be super helpful for us. Oh, it is, because we need to put Tango's face over there now, right? And I just made a little mock-up, and it did not look as cool as that. So I'm going to take some inspiration from right there. Oh, this is going to be cool. It's going to be fun. I hope Tango keeps this prank as well. I think more people should come along and just start adding pranks to the circle around here. That would be really, really cool. Anyway, gotta settle down. Gotta grab my ender chest. I don't have me ender chest on me. It's the first derp of the video. Goodness me. I need to go find an ender chest. I remember putting this thing into my ender chest. That's where I just got this ender chest from, because of course you should always have ender chests in your ender chest. That makes complete sense. Why I put it in there, I don't know. I really don't. Anyway, we can grab some materials. We can get to work now. We can enjoy this together, peeps, because the sun rises behind it. That is absolutely epic. Goodness me. Oh, this turned out so cool, right? And you know what? I haven't seen it from the sky yet. We'll go up there. The music, yes, it was a cover. I compiled that using MIDI software. I got to tell you, I spent a lot of time doing that, and it was extremely fun. It really was. Oh man, and that is so cool. That's really fitting now for Tango. I hope he likes that and chooses to keep it in here. It says Tango Tech now. Oh man, that was so cool. Awesome. So as you do, I've supplied a book. I hope Tango notices that because he's taken the other one. So now he's got another one here. Hashtag 43217. Some of you know what that's about. Dear Tango, episode 43 was the greatest 2 minutes and 17 seconds in Hermitcraft history. To commemorate this landmark in video editing, I have officially, or it actually just says official, unpranked you. I hope you enjoy the zombified Tango. Yeah, this is possibly the first time a unprank has been done. I don't know, that doesn't sound quite right, but I guess in a way our prank has now been converted into something Tango can keep in his bakes. And speaking of video editing, basically Tango uploaded a clip of his episode rather than the full thing, which was really strange, and I did my own derp when recording that. I did some fancy video editing to cover it up, but when I recorded the first bit doing the text from one side to the other, I had left my recorder on the wrong settings, and it meant I had to crop a lot of the video, so it might have looked a little bit blurry. I'm so pleased with how that... I can't take my eyes off of it, peeps. I'm just staring at it like, yes, Tango's going to love that. I can't wait to see his reaction, of course. That's going to be superb. And while we're in the area, let's check out what Tango had been up to in that classic episode that lasted 2 minutes and 17 seconds. It was just this bit here in the middle, which looks fantastic. I love Tango's build style, man. He's always doing the evil builds, but this time, taking it to the next level, you know. Really taking it to the next level. Anyway, we got to head back over to our island. It's time to go back to seclusion. All the way over there in that direction. And I mentioned the prank over here. You can get links to the prank and Tango's reaction in the description box down below. We're back. I made it home safe and sound, and work has been done on this area. Let's just go into the sky for a second so you can see there's some cobblestone down around here. That's just me figuring out the terrain and laying down some more of these blocks. You'll see that stuff change over time. What we're going to focus on today, though, is the iron golems. Hi. And I want to mention that there were a whole bunch of comments on my last episode, as there usually are. You know, there's lots of comments. I was reading them. Not one person talking about this thing here. I was expecting some people to say it's ugly. I think we all know it's kind of a little bit on the ugly side, right? But there's not much you can do there. And I think we're probably just all in agreement that it's going to be how it's going to be, right? An iron pipe like that is always going to look a little bit out of place. But some fantastic suggestions to actually put iron golem heads around here in the Blood River, which I think's pretty awesome. I don't actually want you to go on the block at the back, though. And I think it's awesome because it makes complete sense. The occasional iron golem head is going to get in this river, as that's where the blood comes from, right? Let's put one down there, and maybe just one more over here. Yeah, 3 there for now is absolutely fine. It's a little bit on the dark side. Over the back here, what I might also do is change some of this to glass so you can see what's going on down below, which we'll go and check out now. Want to say, though, thank you to everyone for participating in the last episode's poll. 57% of you said go at your own pace. It's always very encouraging to hear feedback like that, you know. That's much appreciated. That's what you want to hear as a creator, people supporting you going at your own pace. And the rest of you basically want to see me work on the biomes. Only 4% of people don't want to see the biome stuff, so I'd say it's pretty much a hit project, right? Now, the thing we've got to do today is get these iron golems from over here all the way to the area up top. And moving golems upwards is a little bit tricky because they don't swim in water, which poses a challenge to us. So after messing around, there are 2 ways I think we can move golems upwards. We're probably going to use a combination of both in places. One of them is to push golems into stair blocks, and just like me, they will do this. They will automatically climb up. Pretty cool, right? I like that. The other way is by getting them on top of a slime block and doing that. Now, I hit my head on the ceiling. That hurt. Ouch. If you combine the two, though, if you have water over the top of the slime block, they don't go anywhere near as high at all, which is a real shame because what I wanted to do was create a funny killing station over here where you'd see the iron golems go up, get damaged, and then their drops would sort of fall down in front of you. That's really not going to be possible. So what we're going to stick to doing over here is having the same killing station that we had last time, okay? This means you can walk up to the front of it, you can still kill the iron golems yourself, and that means you can get iron golem heads from this. So we're keeping that part of the farm intact. So there'll be like some glass blocks there, a little opening for you to hit them through. All their drops are going to fall down here. Do I have some iron blocks? I do, that's good. And this area is just going to be like so. I'll remove the glowstone, that's just there for lighting. So then, the hopper can go underneath the iron block like this, right? And then there's also going to be an opening somewhere around here, maybe at this height, so it's not quite as visible from the side, although I think that's always going to be a thing, right? And we've got to bring the iron golems up to around here and then drop them in, so they've got no way of escaping. And then what's going to happen is, like before, they're going to get killed when there's a certain amount of them in there due to the entity cramming, and then you can come over here and kill the rest manually to get the iron golem heads, and I think that'll work out pretty fine. And do you know what? Maybe glass isn't the way to go. Maybe if we do that, that's the way you should approach this thing and look at it, right? I don't know. Anyway, let's focus on getting these iron golems up here. So apart from this potentially botched redstone we got going on the side here, I think this is pretty much going to work straight away. I'm also going to move this path around here as well, which is why this has been opened up and moved about. So we had to use the slime blocks. I thought we could get away with actually using the birch stairs the whole way across, but it was too steep of a slope, right, for this bit here to miss what we got going on there, because we need plenty of space for the golems to come through. So we're using water streams and not too much significant going on here. Let's break all of that so they can come through. Only 2 of them the entire time I've been working on this. So yeah, they get pushed along and they come up here. That's fantastic. At this point, we only have 1 water source in the corner, so it can push them around the corner with no dead spots. Speaking of dead spots, why are you standing still? Did I... It doesn't look like I put those in the wrong spot. Right, what happens to the water here? Are there no there's stairs, so... Blocks above their head. Yes, that's what it is. I'll come back and patch up that hole, don't you worry. Alright, so they get pushed all the way around, all the way along here, and then they're going to hit this tripwire, and that's going to activate. It doesn't activate. What? What's going on? I did say it was a bit botched. Oh, it's 1 block behind, so I need to have the power there, and then it's not gonna... Okay, let's block them off quickly. Okay, problem temporarily solved. So, they come over here, they activate the tripwire, and that thing goes upwards. But, as you can see, it can get locked. If this thing stays activated, and the iron golem is still here, then the slime block is going to stay up. So we need a clever bit of redstone over there, but for now we're going to see if this works, and I need to go up top, and I just need to add some water quickly. I think I forgot to do that. Yes, so these can get pushed up over 5 blocks, at which point they'll land in the water here, and the water will push them across on top of that, those iron blocks, and they'll be standing on it, and then they'll move into this area. But, as we've just learned, they need 3 blocks of height, so that has to go. And that means we should be good here. Okay, let's unleash the iron golems. There's 3 of them. 4 of them now. Goodness me. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Yep, that got botched up. And one of the iron golems escaped and is wandering in that direction. I'll leave him alone for now. So, what we need to do is make it so that when the tripwire is active, it activates a clock so that that thing will go up and down over again. And the idea being that it keeps firing and eventually it's going to move whatever is activating the tripwire hook. So the way that I can think of doing this is to have a clock. So when I add a torch there, we're creating a clock, right? It goes around in a circle, it keeps turning the torch on and off. But we're going to override that clock from over here. Except we turn off the override when this is downwards, which is when the tripwire is activated. So right now we're turning off the override, which means the clock will be activated. Let's stick our head up here. It appears to have worked. Oh, one's come back down. Oh, you keep coming back down, you do. Aha, now you're over. Excellent. Okay, and then if we look down here, you can see this has been retracted because the tripwire hook or wire isn't being activated, right? And it means that this override gets turned on. So that works just fine. My plan for this episode was always to get to the new biome, which we'll do in just a moment. I want to show you, though, that I've tidied up this corridor leading to the entrance to the new biome, which is going to come out the side of this area, of course. And also the redstone, you may have noticed it was actually incorrect, okay? This was powered on down the bottom here when it was off, meaning that piston is pushing up the slime block, and then the iron golems aren't going to go on top of it and activate the tripwire hook. So we've swapped things around. This is now on, and activating the tripwire hook would turn it off. So when this pulls upwards, this clock turns on. However, as you can see, the clock is currently in an off state. So it's not going to block the iron golem from going into it, which is pretty cool. We also had a bunch of hoppers pointing in this direction. When I placed those, you may have thought or noticed that. I was going to put like a storage room over here, but of course we need that space for the iron golems now. So what I reckon we'll do is, rather than having an opening here with some chests, is eventually like a button, you press it, a hidden door opens over here, you can go in and you can gather all of the drops, right? But that's for another day. Right now we want to focus on this path that's going through into the new biome, and I want this thing to be elevated above the water and by quite a few blocks as well. But it depends on what's in the biome. You see, there's going to be a lot of trees here, and I think to get started I'm going to go sleep in the beds, make it daytime, and grab some saplings. So this entire area that you see that I'm pointing out with the crosshairs, it's going to be filled in with swamp trees, okay? They're not the only thing that's going to be in this area as well. We'll have other swampy details thrown in. The way to approach doing this, though, I believe, is to either grow the trees at that height or to knock them up a couple of blocks and then build roots below them using some of these logs. Now, this idea was one of the first things I saw on the stream.xisumavoid.com world that we created for this project. And someone came in and they just put water across the bottom, and then they gave these trees roots, which I thought looked so cool. And then I could never find that plot again. I'm pretty sure that person changed their mind and decided to do something different, which is unfortunate because I really like that idea. Now, one of the things I'd like to not show are the orange side to this. I don't mind it so much up the top, but down the bottom here, I don't think they look as nice. So maybe we can get away with putting some grey wool on the top of that, right, to cover it up. But those are some roots, apparently. That's Asuma's attempt at doing roots right there. And you can see it actually fits in quite well, even though I don't know what I'm doing. Probably throwing some bushes down the bottom here as well would really help. Let's grow this second one. This one is slightly higher up, and you can see overall the tree is a little bit higher. But it does depend on what sort of type you get. And actually, we could give this one a thick trunk as well, like that, right? That's going to work, obviously. Looks alright, doesn't it? Nothing wrong with that. And then we give it a few roots coming off the side like that, and that's looking pretty fine. So if we make lots of these trees all over the place, then we can have our path coming through. Now, this path is going to be elevated off the ground and supported by some logs as well. When I was talking about height, it's about how high the path is, because we don't want to be directly under the leaves up the top here. I gotta admit it, I thought that this thing wouldn't look as good from down here if it were shorter, but actually with 2 blocks off of the water, it's pretty high up. It's pretty high up, and I gotta make a decision. Do we want to go with this or 1 block lower down? And also covering the underside like this should make it look a little bit nicer overall. Let's see it from some different perspectives though. Yeah, it doesn't look as raised once you're above it. It looks kind of reasonable now. And the trick here is to get the height of the trees right so we don't feel too close to the canopy. Now that's directly above your head, and the next one along is 1 block. And I can't help but feel we need 1 or 2 blocks higher. And you can see actually that's 1 block higher and that there's 2 blocks higher. So it probably depends on the height of the trees that we grow. That does actually look like a shorter acacia tree, right? And that's probably one of the ones that I'd chop down. I think we should make a rule to try and get ones with at least 2 branches, because that adds a lot of variety often, right? These flat ones look a little bit bland. So I think what we'll do next is we'll just build a couple of trees closer to this thing and see how it feels when they come sort of over the top of it. We're going to need a farm in order to get this done, because I'm going to need lots more of these logs as we're growing the trees and we're not really chopping them down, right? Also, I could do some leaves, because I was thinking we need to throw some leaves down the bottom here. Also, sometimes they grow with like a little ring, which is what has happened just there, and I really do like that. So we might put some artificial ones down in this area. I'm kind of running out of logs there, so we'll leave that alone. I think it's always good to fly around and see this from different perspectives. A good perspective would be the daytime. Always seems to be night when I'm recording at the moment. And yeah, this is looking pretty cool. I actually really like the way this comes down here, because it doesn't actually block the path. It's just on the side. You can hop up here and sort of look into this thing a little bit, and it's coming together really well actually. What I'd like to do now is grab a firework rocket, get some air, turn around, And that's looking alright so far. It's looking alright. As it expands though, it's going to need details on the top, right? Because otherwise you're just going to see green shapes over and over again. So we need some things to go up the top here. We also need other things to go down here to add some details, you know, because it can't be just these same blocks over and over again. So if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments down below. And when we come to that project again, I'll be fleshing that idea out. And of course expanding it as well. We've got a lot of ground to cover there. I'm just putting the finishing touches on our little room for collecting iron right now. It's going to be a very small room. There is a item elevator squeezed into this little space between the killing area. This bit, we've got some hoppers running around there. Do I have a spare dropper? I do. Now it's ever so slightly more effective by having that on top of the hopper. And look at this. I've spent a lot of time using my rockets to fly to my base when I've been working in that area, you know, to get something, and the whole time we're sort of actually right next to it. Where I've been digging away, it's just kind of linked the two together. So over here is where we have a little bit of redstone. It's incredibly simple. And around here is the lever for that redstone. Definitely not an interesting use of mechanics, right? Maybe there could be something more interesting we could put there, but you flick it open, and then you've got this room right here. As you can see, the only thing I haven't done is the roof. We're going to put an iron golem on either side, and I think I actually want to build this out of bone blocks, which I've tried to incorporate here. The mix of quartz, iron, and bone blocks actually pretty decent. Let's guess. That's going to be a gravity block above it. Nope. Actually, it was just cobble. Also, that looks kind of ugly there. We're going to replace those two with iron blocks. And I don't know if you can pick that sound up, but I'm hearing the Guardians, the sound of Guardians zapping. They're quite a ways away. They're like all the way over there. Yet I can hear them back here. Anyway, that's the collection room done. So the items will, you know, go into the item elevator through the hoppers and down into these chests. And we got nothing so far. Nothing except a couple of hoppers. If you're wondering what this mess is here, it's my tree farm. I'm waiting for all of the saplings to grow so I can walk through there, chop that stuff down, collect some leaves as well, as we need those resources to increase this area. And you can kind of get an idea if you use your imagination of what that area is going to look like, right? You're going to see a big old canopy above it, and I'm dead excited for it. It's really cool. We haven't finished this one, but the next one is looking great as well. And if you've enjoyed this episode, leave a like. As always, thank you for your support on the series, and I will see you in the next episode of Hermitcraft. Ciao for now. Bye bye.